Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I sublimate these baby blankets. I'm going to show you all the supplies that you need and my process for doing this. Besides my design, what I use is this adhesive spray to position the sublimation prints. I also lint roll the blankets and pre-press it. And then I use these sheets of parchment paper to cover over my design. And I use one of these yardsticks to measure where I'm going to be placing everything. And then this Teflon sheet goes on top of the parchment paper before I press. So I've already lint rolled the blanket, and now I'm gonna start pre-pressing it section by section. My heat press is a 16 by 24, and my temperature is 385, and I always place the Teflon sheet on top of the blanket, and I press just for 10 seconds per section. My pressure's a little too high, I need to adjust it. This is the design that I'm gonna be doing for this client. They are dog owners and this is their logo, so I'm going to be doing one of these blankets for them. Okay, so now that everything's been pressed, I went ahead and laid down my sublimation prints and the design that I'm going to want for this blanket. So I have two rulers here where I've kind of laid out my measurements for center and making sure it's centered from the sides as well. And then I'll start with this image. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the adhesive spray and then flip it, and I'll start doing all the other small ones after that. So I always spray inside of a box just to try to not get so much of this spray all over the floor because it is pretty sticky. So here it is. This is the spray that I use, and I'm just gonna lightly mist it over this image, and then I'll put it back onto the blanket. That's it. Okay, so that image is placed already. I'm just going to smooth it down, and then I'm going to start with the smaller images. So I have my placement and I've already sprayed everything. So none of these sheets should move. As you can see, whenever I shake this blanket, nothing moves. Now I'm going to take it over to the heat press and press it section by section. And I'm gonna make sure I cover every section with parchment paper and then my Teflon sheet. It's gonna be medium to light pressure at 385 for 70 seconds. So here's the first section coming off. I'm just gonna be moving this over to the side and then peeling these two little sections that I did. Tossing that away. And then, like I said, these press lines here, they'll go away in the wash. So far I've just done two. Once I kind of get started, I'll repress over some of these areas that are already sublimated, and it won't be a problem as long as I cover it up with parchment paper. Okay, so far this is what it's looking like. Like I said, I do it in small sections. I don't try to do too much. It does take more time, but I feel more comfortable doing it that way. So this is what my blanket is looking like so far. I'm gonna go ahead and press this big area. Sorry guys, I'm doing this one-handed, so it's kind of all over the place. All right, I think we got everything positioned. It's really hot. So here's the end result of my blanket. It's already all pressed. I know you see all those marks, but that's mostly from the adhesive, the positioning spray. once this blanket is washed, it'll all fluff up and you won't be able to see all of that going on. So yeah, here's the blanket. I hope you guys learned something and that this is going to be useful for you. If you like this video, please subscribe so that you don't miss any of my other uploads. I'm going to be doing another video on how to sublimate onto the Caesar Easy Subli. That way you can use cotton shirts, colored shirts, shirts besides white to sublimate on basically.